When Sheikh Mansour bought Manchester City in 2008, everyone knew there was going to be a financial injection incoming, but at of this rate, no one ever thought. Now, we are 12 years later with Pep Guardiola at the helm for 4 years, and in that time, Manchester City have won innumerable titles, including the first ever Premier League season where someone has won a majestic 100 points. But since then, it has been up and down with competition coming from Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool and as well as them not winning anything in Europe. Now today I'm putting Pep Guardiola to the test in a FIFA 21 simulation where we take a look at whether Pep Guardiola can finally deliver the all-important UEFA Champions League title he always promised. Now here are the rules of engagement as always. No signings are allowed, but only emergency signings are allowed. For example, let's say Edison gets injured. Preset tactics only, no unrealistic signings, and no sales allowed permanent or loan. Now here are the tactics FIFA 21 has decided for Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. A very strong, and I might as well just say the strongest lineup on paper in the entire game, with innumerable amazing super subs, and even the reserves are better than majority of the team's starting lineups. The formation, the 4-3-3 as usual, possession based, Guardiola, Johan Cruyff type football as you all have known. No instruction, and the only developmental plan that was changed was turning Joao Cancelo into a left back to portray what Pep Guardiola has done in real life. The season began on the 7th of August with a trip to the St. Mary's Stadium to take on Ralph Hasenhüttl's Southampton, who were a really big surprise last season, but this was a relatively easy game as we won 2-0. Next, Frank Lampard's Chelsea made the trip to Etihad, this time in a game which is very hotly contested, but we won 1-0. Next, biggest game of England, Liverpool vs Manchester City at Anfield, which we won 1-0. Last game, the Manchester Derby, the biggest you can ever get for a Manchester team. Though this time it did not end up in our favour as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men won 1-0. The month of September saw the UEFA Champions League campaign begin against Greek team Olympiacos, who made the trip to Etihad Stadium in a game we should have won but ended 2-2. Next, Jose Mourinho vs Pep Guardiola, one of the biggest managerial rivalries of all time, this time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which ended in a 3-1 victory. Next, the EFL Cup began against Carlo Ancelotti's Everton, who at the time of recording are virtually provisional Premier League champions, but we lost on penalties to them. Next, Porto, another former Jose Mourinho team. This time we are going to Portugal to take them on, which ended in yet another 3-1 win. The month of October saw two Bielsa teams, one being currently managed when we went to Ellen Road to take on Leeds United, but Bielsa did not have the player quality. This time, the second game against a former Bielsa team, which ended 3-1. The two big games of November both were UEFA Champions League ties, with the first one again being against Olympique Marseille, which we lost 3-2. The next one being in Greece this time when we went to take on Olympiacos in the final UEFA Champions League game, which ended in a 2-0 win. Christmas Eve saw the protege take on the master when Mikel Arteta's Arsenal made the trip over to Etihad for Manchester City vs Arsenal game, which ended 3-1 to us. Next, for the second North London team, this time Tottenham Hotspur made the trip to Etihad, which ended in a 1-1 draw. The month of January saw both year 2021 and the Emirates FA Cup come into fray, with the first game of 2021 being against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup, which we won 1-0. Next, we went to take on Frank Lampard's Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, which weirdly saw Charlie Musonda playing at centre attacking midfielder instead of the likes of Hakim Ziyech. What the hell, Frank? It ended in a 2-1 win. The last game of the month saw Swindon Town, a non-league team, come to Etihad, which we won 3-0. The month of February saw the UEFA Champions League round of 16 begin when we went to Germany to take on former Pep Guardiola team and the reigning UEFA Champions League winners FC Bayern Munich. Next game saw Carlo Ancelotti's Everton make the trip all the way over to Etihad Stadium, which ended in a 3-0 win. The month of March saw a trip to London to take on Queen's Park Rangers in a game which we widely expected to win, and we did win 2-0. Next, the UEFA Champions League round of 16 leg 2 against reigning UEFA Champions League winners Bayern Munich, and Hansi Flick really did come out with all the firepower he could, but we still won 2-1. Next, from champions of Europe and champions of Germany to champions of England in Liverpool in a FA Cup tie, which was very heated, but we won 3-1. The month of April saw the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals begin against Pep Guardiola's arch-rival Diego Simeone's Atleti Madrid, this time at the Etihad Stadium, which ended in a 1-1 draw. Next comes the second leg. This time we made the trip all the way over to Wanda Metropolitano in an all-or-nothing game, which ended in all for us as we won 3-1. Next, the first of the two Manchester derbies, when we went to Old Trafford in the league to take on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United in a very heated game for the league, which we won 2-1. Next, the FA Cup again, another Manchester derby, another all or nothing game, another all game, which we won on penalties 5-4. Next were Juventus in the UEFA Champions League semi-finals, which ended in a 1-1 draw. The next of all or nothing games, this time against Cristiano Ronaldo's Juventus second leg, this time at the Etihad Stadium in a weird 3-5-2 formation by Andrea Pirlo, but we won 2-1. Next, it was a game against Liverpool in the Battle of England. Whoever won this took the title, and it was sadly Liverpool who won 3-2. Next, the Emirates FA Cup final against Brendan Rodgers' Leicester City, which ended in a victory to us. Now, the greatest game of Pep Guardiola's career with the UEFA Champions League final, which saw absolutely no action until the 70th minute when all of the team comprised to make this for a Kevin De Bruyne killer finish as Manchester City finally won their European title. Now it's time for the end of the season review. We finished 4th in the Premier League. We were champions of Europe for the first time. Our top goal scorer was Sergio Aguero, and the highest average rating with the player of the season going to King Kevin De Bruyne with a rating of 7.6. So, did Manchester City finally win it all? The answer is no. We finished 4th in the Prem, we got eliminated in the 4th round of the League Cup, and we were champions of Europe as well as the champions of the FA Cup. All in all, FIFA 21 predicts a very up and down season for Pep Guardiola's Manchester City.